Hi and welcome to the Kenyan Rant. If you're new here, kindly press the subscribe button, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So from the title of the video, I would like to talk about how I got a scholarship with UNICAF and to answer maybe a few questions, just to encourage a few people who maybe want to study but don't know how or where to start, or are probably just interested in furthering your education and you're looking at cheaper options. I would highly recommend UNICAF. So a brief story on how I bumped into a UNICAF. I obviously first saw the advertisement on Instagram and I thought maybe it's too good to be true, right? I was looking at my study options, and when I found that on Instagram, I thought, why not? It sounded too good to be true. At the time, they were giving scholarships up to 80% of your study fee. And if you've done your research and you're serious about studying, like at the time I was studying in Kenya for your master's, takes 2 years, and it's also expensive. You won't spend less than 2 million to do your master's, well, at least for the program I was enrolling for. A brief background for those who don't know me: I have studied law, and at the time when I was applying for the scholarship, I was still doing a paper with the Kenya School of Law, commercial, but that's neither here or there. So for me, when I was looking at my study options, it made sense: A, to study within Kenya, or B, study online and still be able to tackle both finishing Kenya School of Law and still studying for my master's. Because where I was, if I'm being honest, I felt like I had dedicated so much time with the Kenya School of Law and nothing was giving. So you sit and realize time flies by so quick and you want to do something with your life, and this one thing was holding me back. So I opted to enroll for my master's, and online studies seemed very flexible at the time. So that's how I ended up applying for the UNICAF scholarship. But not only that, I remember I did my application midway and I didn't finish it. A week later, someone called me and like, "Hi, I'm calling you from UNICAF. We saw you started your application but you didn't finish." And I won't lie to you, my first thought was, this is a hoax. Why would they be calling me? But I did put my number. But I remember I was still reluctant about finishing that application. So I was like, yeah, I'm interested, but I'm still looking at my options. They were like, cool, if you do decide to finish your application, now would be best. I would highly recommend that you do it now because they're giving 80%. Like, this person just told me all the benefits that I have stated on my Instagram that I would gain if I applied with them. But I was still, the deal felt too good to be true, if I'm being honest. So I took my time, and coincidentally, they called me on a Monday, and then coincidentally on Friday, a friend of mine comes by with her friend, and we're just talking about life. She's a lawyer, of course, and she was wondering about life, my life path, and what I'm doing with myself right now. And I told her I am looking into doing my master's, all that jazz. And she was like, yeah, I could actually recommend. I'm currently doing my master's with Liverpool University, and I got a scholarship. I'm like, you're kidding me, where from? She goes like, with UNICAF. And I'm like, mind blown at this point, because I'm like, I actually did an application with them, but I stopped midway. And she was like, it's legit, I'm almost done with my studies. She was halfway through at the time. Through that conversation, I realized how legit UNICAF is, and she even encouraged me that she knew 2 other people who had done it. She was equally skeptical until she met someone who'd gone through the process, and these other 2 people had finished and graduated and gotten their master's degree checked. And you can always go to the UK for your graduation if you'd like, or they can send your master's degree at the end of it. But obviously, why wouldn't you go graduate? I mean, come on. So looking at that option and where I was at that point in time, it made sense to continue with my application, which I did, and within that same month, because I remember it took some time, because I wasn't going to pay for the school fees, my parents were. So before I convinced them like how legit it was and them jumping on board, and yeah, eventually I got the scholarship, and that's how I started my study journey with them. I remember for my application at the University of Liverpool, I had to pay an application fee, and I paid about 5,000. You can always pay via M-Pesa. They have a pay bill number that you can pay through. You definitely apply through the UNICAF organization, so that's how M-Pesa is viable, and that's what I did. So you send the money, they then revert back to you when you get your application. Once your application is confirmed, you're then required to write personal statement. Now the personal statement is for your scholarship, so you write reasons why you are deserving of the scholarship. And in my case, I remember I gave a story of how I'm looking to further my education, my hunger for knowledge and all this, that jazz, how it would benefit me because I can't afford to pay that full amount by myself. Therefore, I would need assistance with my school fees, and that's where the reason for you to get the scholarship comes in. You obviously can't afford to pay your school fees, and that's why you need help. You have to give a valid reason as to why you should be awarded that.